Well, it's the weekend again, and so I'm back at it with this Sniper EFI kit. I think I'm going to try and finish it this weekend. I got 2 days. I got to finish the fuel system, so I think that's going to be what I'm working on today. But before I even do that, I'm going to take care of the rust, where the old surface rust, but I still want to take care of it where the old tank was. So I think that's what I'm going to start with, the hot, dirty, nasty stuff, and we'll go from there. Alright, well, I'm getting ready to get started. I just want everybody to know that we'll be using gloves and a dust mask, and I got my eye protection on. So if you're going to do this stuff, make sure you do it safely. So let's get rolling. Alright, well, this is what I wanted to show everybody. This is what I meant by surface rust. There's very little. I'm going to get up here where the carriage bolts go in. As you can see, it spun right there when I was trying to take it out, so I had to cut the strap. The other one looks pretty good. And then, as you can tell, Ford didn't put a whole lot of paint down here, so I'm just going to try and clean it up a little and get a little paint on it before I start working on this some more. Then the other thing is, this is the supply line. I'm gonna, before I actually do anything with it, I'm gonna make sure I take it off at the front and blow some good old oxygen, some air through it to make sure I don't have any chunks. And of course I got to replace that piece of hose. And then I think I'm gonna bring my return basically the same way over here. I got the hose, but I'm gonna run a hard pipe right along the frame rail there, and then up and over the axle and bring it back down this right here, and then I'm gonna run it across back so it goes back in right either through the supply, the sending unit, or right next to the sending unit. I haven't decided yet, but as we get the pipe in, then we'll know a little bit better. So I just wanted to do this. I'm not going to film while I'm grinding away, and I'm not really going to grind. I'm going to use a wire brush on my angle grinder and try and knock it out as quickly as I can so I can move on today. So thanks for watching, and I'll be right back. Well, I didn't show you me scraping everything off, but pretty much got all the loose scaly stuff off. Found a couple pinholes. Well, they're bigger than pinholes, but I'm not going to repair them today because I want to get moving on the EFI and plan to have the car for a long time, so I will get back to it. But for the most part, it's still very, very solid. And now I'm gonna prep it and paint it with I got the bottom sanded, or not sanded, but wire brushed, and I'm using what I have on hand rather than running out and getting some different paint. So I have Krylon Rust Tough Zinc Rich Primer and some black enamel, same brand. So hopefully this will help protect the above the tank for years and years to come. Alright, I was trying to figure out how to use the tripod so you could watch me do this, but I have pretty much cleaned all the scale off. And again, it'll never be beautiful under here, but at least I can do my best at trying to rust proof it for the time being. So here we go. I'm going to stop, and then I'll show you what I got done when I get done spraying it, instead of trying to lay on my back and spray paint in film at the same time. Pretty much sure everybody knows how to use a spray can, so let me let you go. Well, before you start spraying, make sure you use your proper protective. I got my fan blowing out of the garage, and I have my my respirator on, as you can tell. Hopefully it's does a good enough job, because it's sort of hard to paint laying down, so especially upside down. So let me get back at it. Alright, so I have it primed, and now I'm going to paint it black, and hopefully that will be good, so I don't have this rust problem again. Alright, I think it's time to get painting again. There we go with the first coat. And again, thank God it's under the car and above the gas tank. It's not for beauty, it's for protection. Well, I ran out of the other paint, so now I'm using Ford engine enamel blue. I was just using up everything I had left in here, so here goes the second coat of color. Alright, so I have the where the tank's going to go all cleaned up, primed, and painted. So the next step is to do the fuel line. I'm going to do the hard fuel line from the front all the way to the back and have as little hose as I can possibly have. So hang on, and here we go. Try to do this without scratching the tar, putting my eye out, anything like that. I don't have a pipe straightener, so I'm going to try and do it the best I can with the floor, since the floor is sort of straight, but I'm trying to get the length that I need out of here first. Alright, so if you're working with steel pipe, you need to have a cutter. I suppose you could cut it with a hacksaw, but these work a lot better. You put it in there, and then you just spin it around and spin it around and spin it around until it finally lets loose. So let me demonstrate, hopefully without killing anybody or anything. You loosen it up so you got it big enough to go over the pipe or tubing that you're trying to cut. It's got little cutters in there. Then you tighten it back up, put a little pressure on it, and then start spinning it and tightening and spinning and tightening and spinning and tightening and spinning and tightening. I don't know if you can see that. I'll try and show you. That's it spinning. This is me tightening. That even missed. So that's how you use a tubing cutter. I gotta get another one so I can deburr the line, but I'll show you that in just a second. This is the other kind that you can use. As you can tell, it's the same principle. It's just got so you can get bigger pipe or tubing, and it's got this to deburr the end. See, it's a triangle, and you put it in the end and you turn it, and that helps deburr the inside of that. We don't want any burrs. Burl. There you go. So that's how you cut the line. I don't know how much these are. I've had them forever. So long that this says made in the USA on it, so it's got to be a while. So now that we have that done, I'm going to try and get it shaped the correct way that I need it to be shaped, and before we start mounting it to the frame, so that's going to involve drilling and screwing and all that other good stuff. So I'm back. I'm getting ready to get under here, start mocking up where I want the line to go for the return. I'm reusing the supply line from the original stock because it was 3/8. Ford did something right, I guess. So let's see what we can do here. We have the hose. I don't know if that's the best place to put it, but I would like to keep it as far away from the exhaust as I possibly can. So, as you can see, there's a line right there that if I had the right fitting, I could use as a return. But I don't, so we're going to do it this way. I think what I need to do is I'm going to probably have a plastic or rubber down to here, and then I will start the hard line. So let me begin doing that. Hopefully you've been seeing this since I had the lamp in the way. All right, so whoops. Somehow I managed to get the cord of the lamp in between the tubing. Yeah, story of my life. Now I'm trying to decombobulate it all. Alright, so I think I'm going to try and run it over the top of the transmission cross member, and then right here turn it up, and then bring the fuel line to it. But I think you can't see what I'm showing you. I think I'm gonna mount it to that frame rail right there, and then kick it out a little bit so that I can get the fuel line onto it. So right now that's the plan. So I'll continue on. One momento please, while I get my tubing bender that I should have got before. I think so. Anyways, you put the pipe through, and then you use your incredibly strong muscle to bend it. And I need to go a little bit further. You dirty whore. Alright, I think that's right there. Now we can fit it up again. See if I got the right angle to dangle. So there's that first bend. I'm gonna really have to edit this. So anyways, there's the first bend. I eyeballed it, and I appear to have gotten it pretty decently correct. Shed some light on it. There you go. I did the first bend, and it appears that it turned out decently. So then, I know you can't see it, but so now I got all that to deal with back out there. We're getting there. Rome wasn't built in a day, and I sure don't move too fast. So, oh, and again, there's my beautiful FPA headers. Putting out another plug. Those things are fantabulous. Oh, and one of the other videos I'm going to do pretty quick here is resealing the transmission. I think it's leaking like a sieve. If I can't get it to seal, I'm going to have to not replace it, but get it rebuilt. So I just got to decide. And if anybody wants to put any comments below, I'd greatly appreciate them. Because I replaced the front main seal on it when we had the motor out, but it looks like the pan's seeping. So anyways, back to squirrel, get back on target here. And my rear pinion is leaking also, so I got some work to do here in the future, so it should make for a lot of content. I want to replace all the bushings back here on my factory anti-roll bar, upper and lower control arms. You know, the whole kit and caboodle. And when I do that, then I'll probably get some fresh black paint, some chassis black, and you know, touch it all up also. So anyways, sorry, I digress continuously. Get to watch me cut another pipe right about there. So I'm gonna get the big one this time, the big cutter. Oh yeah, these work immensely better than those little ones, and use them in so long. You get more leverage on the handle to tighten, more leverage to turn it, and there it goes. Alright, so I got the line in. It's still a little long, but I'm going to use it to use a line bender to bend it here so I get it closer to the frame rail. And then I'm going to take it up and I'm going to stop it right in here somewhere, and then I'm going to use the hose to go from there back into the tank. So and again, it's a return line. I really don't need to use 3/8, but it's what I got, so it's what I'm going to use, and it'll be fine. I'm going to block your view. Hopefully this is showing. I hope I'm not doing all this for nothing. I mean, I'm doing it for something, but I'm going to bring it up and twist it up that way, so I need to cut not that much off. There we go. Come on. All right. Alright, so I think I've got it to where I want it. I'm going to take it back out. I'll probably put it over this bracket right here, but then it's going to run up here, and then I'm going to put the Earl's compression fitting on, so then I can run threaded barb fittings on the hose back to the return bulkhead into the tank. So it appears that I'm still on the right track. Go down here and make sure I haven't bollocksed anything up down here. So I got this pretty well where I want it to be. Yep, that's exactly where I want it to be, so we're good to go. So there we go. I'm gonna stop, go get a drink, and then I'll be back out to continue this adventure and try and fasten some of this stuff down, and then maybe start wiring stuff up. So there you go. Thank you very much, and I'll be right back. Alright, I've been toying with the idea of where to put the fuel return line. I thought maybe put it in the fuel sending unit. There won't be a big enough area for the gasket to be used with it. Then I was thinking about over by the fuel filler, but again, that doesn't seem like the best place to put it either. So what I finally came up with is, and again, because I have to get to it to tighten it down, I have to have it near one of the openings. So what I've decided to do is put it right there next to the fuel filler. That way I can get in and tighten it up. That was a fan falling over. Before I put the fuel sending unit in. So I'm gonna have to drill a 9/16 hole right there. I just can't wait. Brand new fuel tank, I'm drilling a hole in it. So hopefully I do a good job and get it put in right and everything works out. So I got the fuel line ready to go back in for the return. I got to get a plug for the breather per se for the tank. The 73 tank had one at the back by the, just about right where I'm putting, well no, where I was thinking about putting the return line for, you know, so it can vent to the atmosphere and you can pump gas faster and all that good stuff. So I got to plug that in, and then I got to plug the actual breather that's on the back side or on the top of the fuel tank. I got to plug that into the emissions control, even though it's very rudimentary for 1973. So we're plucking away at it 1 minute at a time. So I think that'll be my next go-to, so I know what size caps to get for that breather. So I'm gonna get my light, crawl under there, and show you what I'm talking about, and try and get a good idea of what size line I need. The line for the actual breather is right there, and I'm hoping that the one I already have up there, I can just extend it. So let's go see. Oh, it's beautiful. Alright, so here's the line that goes to the top of the tank. You can see where it comes from. I may have to get some more of that. It's pretty old and decrepit. And here is the one that I'm talking about. And at times I thought about bringing the return into there. I think it dumps right in the fuel filler. So I might still do that. I don't know. I sure would like to do that rather than drill a hole in my brand new gas tank, but we'll see. We'll figure this out. And there's the supply line that I have to tie into, and it's got a barb on it already. So the supply line's 3/8 inch. It's all ready to go. I'll just use that Earl's Vapor Guard in lieu of that crusty old piece of pipe or hose that it has on there. So I need to, and you can tell that it's never been off because it's got undercoating on it. So it came from the factory that way. Same way with that one, and same way with that one. Nice undercoating. So we'll get that sucker off. And all right, let's get this stuff off of here. I got my needle nose, and there's my light. doesn't help me right there. And then when I'm laying on it, it really doesn't help me any. Oh, I messed up my new paint job. Alright, so I'm going to take that off. I'm going to take that one off. And I'm going to take that one off. So I'm not going to film it. It's pretty boring, and plus I'm working upside down and I can't use the camera and work at the same time. So I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, so I got them off. And there's the fuel line going up to the front. There's that big honking return, whatever it is. And then it's got a spring in there. That's why I can't ever siphon shit out of there. It's got a spring in the way. I think I'm going to end it today right here. Got some good stuff accomplished today. You know, we'll just keep plugging away, and tomorrow's a new day. I'll get some more done tomorrow. Talk to you later. Thank you. And if you are still watching, please subscribe and like. Thank you.